welcome to 524. I am your host, Keith Andrew, and you're watching the Keith Andrew Network. Today we have Cylinda McAlister on the talk show, Miss McAlister, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on the talk show.
You're welcome, and I'm ready to enjoy this interview.
No, likewise. You're supporting I can't even talk. You're supporting a good cause, making new friends, a win-win. For people who want to know what my talk show is about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. It's to prove to them you can still amount to something. That being said, half hour of your time, half hour, 32 minutes of your time. But with that being said, you can say anything you want, talk about whatever you want, freedom of speech, self-expressing. And it's uncensored, so there's no script, so we're just going to go step by step. So the very first question I saw that you were born and raised in Seattle, Washington.
Actually, I was born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida. I have been to a few places since Florida. Lived in California most of my life. That's where I did school bus driving, and I did transit and Dollaride, and I actually transported mentally challenged and disabled people. I also had a handicapped sister, so I worked around that a lot. And then being a caregiver, of course, I've worked with daycare. I worked with autism children, and I also worked with adult autism with caregiving. So I've been exposed to people with challenges, and I'm just blessed to see how much it's even been exposed on Facebook. These people want to go to work more than somebody that's healthy and can work, you know. They're just so inspired that they inspire me. So kudos to what you're doing there.
I appreciate it. And to be honest, I hope I am an inspiration. People haven't really... Okay, the people who I interviewed said, oh, you're an inspiration, but I haven't really had anyone come with me and say, hey, I saw your show, you're doing a good thing. I've been doing this for almost 5.5 years, and no one has really pulled me to the side like, oh, hey, you're him, right? Him who? Oh, you're Keith Andrew, the kid with a disability. Okay, I guess that's my name now, kid with a disability.
Well, you're just doing a great job.
I am. I'm not, gonna jam it down people's throats. It's like, oh, hey, I saw your show. I think you're doing a good job. That's like a recommendation, a little pat on the back. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking for, oh, well, can I get a job out of it? No, I just think you're doing a good thing. But,
yes, I get it. But keep doing it because, just like any business, like with my acting, I'd like to see my acting, and I'm new to voiceover, but I'm learning a lot, and I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row and stay practicing and get all that and use it. But, there's lots of options for that. Like in film, you see a lot of people with different, like autism and different kind of situations. And I mean, even people just as simple as depression or bipolar, all these different things that are out there that people, my daughter has anxiety issues, and she's learned how to deal with that and still function in the world. So, it's great because you're teaching, you're educating others that, hey, and you're inspiring people of your kind that, hey, you're just as normal as anybody else. You might have something that changes it up and you have to do it a different way, but hey, it works. And as long as it works, it's all good.
Sometimes I do wonder how I function.
Yeah. We all do that, whether we're having issues or not.
That's true. Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, who influenced you to start your acting career, and how many years have you been acting?
Okay, well, I kind of started when I lived in California. I was young. I did modeling, and then I was able to be in a movie with Lindsay Wagner. I'm not sure if you know her, and hopefully I said her name right. She played the Bionic Woman back in the day in the 70s and 80s, and I was in a movie called Babies, and I I like the modeling thing. Of course, I had a nicer figure then. But hey, I'm still in the senior category now, which is still not bad for 56. So I'm excited. I'm coming into it again. My life changed and went through different things, so I didn't get to continue it then. So I'm actually glad I heard an ad and I said, hey, I'm going to go for this audition. And so I got trained there, and then I've just been building it for the last 3.5 years. And I've done quite a few projects. I got to be a detective on a Discovery ID, and that one's really good. Got footage of that. So I'm enjoying it, but I'd like to see it like take off this year to another level. So voiceover is my strongest that I'm focused on right now, because I really feel passionate about that, and then I've always been complimented for my voice, so I think I'll push toward that and then do the acting and stuff on the side. So it all goes together.
No, absolutely. And if it makes you feel any better, people like to joke saying, I have no neck. So,
well, I don't want to be a star. I just want to, be a working actor,
So it matters. And I'm the same way. I don't want to be like an A-lister, then you have paparazzis up your ass everywhere. You can't even sneeze without someone being right behind you.
Right.
But if I'm like a B-lister, well, right now I'm a D-lister because no one knows who I am. But if I'm like a B-lister, C-lister, that's all that matters. I made a promise to myself saying, regardless if I ever become famous, I'm still going to work in retail. People are like, you're going to be in movies on TV. Why do you want to work in retail? Because I'm still going to be humbled. I'm still going to be respectful. And I want to work. I have ADD, HD, so I have to be doing something.
Okay.
So regardless if I become famous and I have all that money, I still like to earn it.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And, I'm familiar with ADD and ADHD because I believe that I had ADD when I was young. And my daughter had ADD and my son had ADHD. So I had to really be on him. And I was running a daycare as a single mom at the time. So it was a challenge. But I made it, and they all come out pretty good. So kudos, pat on the back, right?
Well, you're can be the bionic woman. You can do anything.
I know, right? That's the way I feel. I do like playing detective roles and, stuff like that. So I've always been into forensic science and things like that. So, yeah.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, what were some of your favorite networks? Have you worked with Fox, ABC, CBS, TBS?
Well, like you, I'm working, building my business as an actor, So I haven't been with no big, networks like that, but I have been in two films. I also got to be in Twin Peaks, which I can talk about now. So the new one that they just did on, was that Showtime? I think it was Showtime. So I just finally got to see my part in there by going on Showtime and seeing that. That was kind of cool because I have to do my biker chick. That's one of my brands is biker chick. Good or not too bad, but I could be mean if I needed to be. Not too mean, but yeah. So that's exciting. So he was a big director, David Lynch. So that was good to me. And the other two films, one was a short that's actually being awarded quite a bit, and I got a principal role. I'm also with an agency here in Seattle, Washington, that I'm hoping to get principal work with, that I just signed on with early this year. So get me some work. I'm just ready to get out because I'm used to submitting myself, and I'm like, okay, I can't submit now. They have to submit for me. Well, when you sign a contract, I
do have a couple ideas for you off the show I'd like to talk to you about, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Actually, the first one, if you're interested, what do you know about being a brand ambassador? Are you still there?
Did you say brand ambassador?
Yes.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep,
sorry. What, a brand ambassador?
Because I was thinking, at least in a way, for my, what I do, it's kind of like, I'm a talk show host, I'm a creator. If you kind of look at it, I'm also you can label me as a brand ambassador. So I've been looking for people who want to be like an advocate for what I do or be a brand ambassador. So if you're interested, I would love to work with you with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now my plate's full. I mean, I need work. I do like caregiving right now. That's what supports my acting. So I'm really hoping. And then I have to always take everything to my agent because I did sign a contract. So I have to communicate things with her. I can't just make choices. That's difficult for me because I'm kind of self-sufficient. Or just like I said, I would submit and submit and submit, and then it's like now I have to, like, say, send it over. Oh, hey, can I submit to this? You know, so it kind of ties my hands a little bit. But I will support you. You know, I can do that right now. If it looks like it's something that I can do later, then yeah, we could talk again later on that.
No, absolutely, and it's not like a full-time job, and you can make it like a part-time. You can do like a temporary thing, and it also looks good on a resume too. But, you know, it's just throwing it out there if you're ever interested.
Yeah, yeah.
But the next question I was going to ask you is for people who want to follow in your footsteps. Do you or have you ever been a part of backstage, all casting, New York extras? Or what were the steps you had to take to get to what you're doing today?
Okay, so I had signed up with... I did backstage for a little while. I just, you know, with my income, with my caregiving, it's so up and down. I wasn't able to keep it, but only so long. I am with the New York casting. I think I was with them once before, but now they've upgraded their website. I like it. It's a little easier to move around. So I am looking at work out there, hoping to, because I do want to kind of travel around to, like, New York, since I've never been there. It's on my bucket list. Got to go have time to see the lady and across the bay there, all that good stuff, you know, the history and education we have there. You know, like maybe Chicago, Georgia, Florida, the Bay Area I'm looking into, you know, because I do want to get outside the box here, not just stay local. So my agent is aware of that. Texas is another place I have a casting director that I work with. I'm on Network, let's see, was it Casting Network? And Casting Frontier, but like I said, that's all done through my agent. I do want work. If I'm going to go outside the area, I would prefer getting paid. You know, some of them cover travel, but most of them don't. But I do have an Alaskan Airlines card, so I'm up for, you know, going somewhere else if it's a good, you know, paying job that at least will get me exposure and get me a little income for the work that I'm doing versus locally, you know.
No, absolutely. And I'm in the same boat. And actually, that's bringing up the next question. How did you get an agent? Did you have to go for their websites, or did you have to get yourself out there first?
Well, I started out with one agent in Portland, Oregon. I was still pretty fresh coming out of my training, so I really didn't know how to hunt for an agent. So this is a good question because it's very important to be an actor and to have the business knowledge background of it, not just the training of acting and you know, cold reads and all the camera, all that. There's more to it. You've got to know the business side of it so that if you're working without an agent, if you don't know that stuff, you can easily be pulled into things that may not be beneficial to you or, you know, to expand your career. So getting educated on the business side of acting is just as important. And then getting connected with the right agent, because I found out that agent and I, nothing against her, it just wasn't the right fit for me. It didn't cover a lot of what I wanted to do. It didn't have like very many in my age group. So I would suggest to other actors that are getting started or even still just looking for an agent. I submitted to a lot of agencies, both in Portland and the Seattle area. And then it took a while after a couple years, this didn't work out. I removed myself from that agent just because of, like I said, not being able to work together, and then started submitting to lots of other agents. So don't give up, keep submitting. And they were the first one to actually respond back. Most of them never even responded back because they have you do it on their website, you know. They say even go in person, you know, drop your resumes. I mean, there's different ways But I would say always do your research. Always research the agent and see if they fit you. Like this covers voiceover. So I'm going to ask for voiceover work as soon as I get better at my voiceover and I feel like I have enough to get a reel started or to get out and get some auditions. Reels also a good idea. Get some live reel of some of the work you've done, or if you want to just do your own reel, have it done up. Those are good ways to, because then they see you acting and they can see, yeah, your stuff. Show them your stuff.
Now, my next question I was going to ask you, then we can take a quick commercial break, is how do you feel about social media? Do you think social media can make you or break you? And with everything you accomplish in your career, do you think Facebook, Twitter, Stage 32, LinkedIn, do you think all that influence people to work with you? Or do you think it's just a bunch of noise?
No, I think that social media is very important, especially in the industry, acting and all that, or anything, any kind of business. You know, so this is how people are corresponding now. Now, I'm not real savvy at Instagram. Most of my work is like Facebook, Twitter. I am with Stage 32. I really like them. There's a lot of good blogs. There's a lot of good training in there. They offer jobs through there. I'm also hooked up on LinkedIn. I'm not on the pro. I'm just on the basic. But I've met up and networked with a lot of people. I'm connecting. I want to be in Christian film also. And like I said, I want to do voiceover versus commercial and animated movies. So I'm connecting with lots of people. And social media, you just don't know what doors you can open. The more you're on social media, the more people's going to get to know you. And those can open lots of doors. Lots of doors.
No, absolutely.
So I'm okay with it.
What were some of your favorite social media websites that you would recommend?
Well, like I said, I've connected with a lot of Christian film and producers and directors. I like sites that have to do with acting or film, so I look around, like New York Casting. I'm also on, I try to be on everybody's Facebook. If I connect with the networks, I try to be on their Facebook, or at least Facebook. I do some Twitter, not as much as I used to, but I keep them both fairly active. But mostly Facebook. I've really connected with a lot of people on Facebook, but I search for those, or on the side where it shows you the different films, places in LA, Chicago, all over. I read them and I look, and sometimes I have friends that are also on there, so I'm like, oh, okay, if they like it, then this must be some network good to get involved in. And you can get jobs, you can get work that way. So I'm building that, and I've actually gotten quite a bit of networking. I'm not bad at the networking. It's just landing some work now. That's the thing.
No, absolutely. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to pass the remaining time over to you.
Okay, hold on. I think my little lady's calling me, so let me...
Vanessa Lina. Asian Lalo. I'm Cynthia Bastinet. I'm Sonia Fisher. This is Shane Smith.
My name is Alexandra Bowie. My name is Amelia Clover.
Hi, I'm Amy Linden.
Hi, I'm Anita Nicole Brown.
Renee Green.
Hi, my name is Asata Caldwell.
Hi, buddy. I'm Brooke.
Hi, I'm Bryn Berg. Hi, I'm Casey Dunn.
Hi, it's Cassandra Kavinsky.
Hi, I'm Christina Briza.
I'm Cindy Hogan.
I'm Courtney Sinello.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
My name is Deborah Jane East.
Hi, my name is Dinah Marasea.
Hi, everyone. I'm Victoria London.
Hi, I'm Heather Krona.
Hi, I'm Heather Callahan Stevens.
Hi, I'm J. Nicole Ralph.
My name is Jamie Petrone.
My name is Julie.
My name is Julia Brankovich.
Kathleen Wills.
Kimberly Amano.
Hi, my name is Laura Putnam.
Hi, I'm Laura Shapanis.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Damas.
This is Michelle Mupo, a.k.a. Fuchsia.
I'm Rachel Olivera.
Hi, my name is Sarah Joy Mount.
Hi, I'm Susan Brender.
Hi, everyone. This is Venus Leone.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Dana.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Herrera, and I was just on the Keith Andrew Network. It was tons of fun. We used up all our time and then some. I really recommend this show, and try to be a guest on Keith's show. It was super cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 524. I'm here with Ms. McAlister. I just want to say thank you for sticking with us. In the last couple questions, I do want to throw at you real fast, and I'll pass the show over to you. As you mentioned, and off the air, you mentioned you want to do voiceovers and narrations. Who were some of your favorite narrators for storybooks, number 1, and can you do any impressions or voiceovers?
Oh, impressions? Is that was the last question?
Yes.
I can only do like Cookie Monster and the Dracula, Count Dracula from Sesame Street. I'm more on the kids side of a lot of that because I did daycare and I love having fun like that with the kids. Now, narrators, like I said, this is all new to me. I just watch a lot of the news. I watch a lot of news, so I pick up a lot just from watching them. But who was it? Oh, Carl Sagan, I think it was, who did the, I can't do his voice. God, I wish I could do his voice. But I loved it because of the stars and the way he spoke about the, all that. I always liked him. Let's see.
I like Morgan Freeman.
Huh?
Morgan Freeman has a good voice.
Oh, I was going to say Morgan Freeman. He does a lot of voiceover. I mean, you can just do so well. There's a lot of good actors with voices like him. He does a lot of stuff. He's one of my favorites. And there's several other actors that I can't think of their names right now. Let's see. And what was that second question that you asked me? Audiobooks.
Yeah.
That's all new to me, okay? But I love children's stories, and I do want to focus on that. I don't know if I could do really long kind of stuff, but I would love to start out like small and then build myself up, because maybe so, because you really have to like reading a lot, and you have to be so proficient at that. Let me get that word right. But yes, I don't know a lot about, because I don't do a lot of reading as far as that, but I would, like I said, like to focus on like short stories and children's stories would be good.
No, absolutely. Some of my favorite audiobooks, it's by James Patterson, Tom Clancy, Baldacci. Let's see, that's 3 of them I mentioned. Let's see, Baldacci, James Patterson, Tom Clancy. Then there's a couple other ones that are really good too.
Have you done audiobooks yourself?
I was thinking about it, but I really don't like how I sound, so it's kind of like hit and miss.
Okay, but that voice would be great for like gaming or like cartoons, animated stuff. So don't you have a good voice for something like that. That's what, I don't know, gaming you have to be a little fast, so I'm not sure about gaming, but I could do like animated, movies and stuff, a little bit more slower pace, We'll see, because there's lots of money in gaming and doing that kind of stuff, yeah.
No, absolutely. That's definitely growing into a big market.
Yes. Good. And I can work at home, okay? I mean, I could just be in my PJs and having coffee and doing my stuff. I've already set up my closet, and I've been working in my closet. Like they said, it wouldn't take much just to get a little set going, and I got my closet all worked out, and it sounds pretty good. I'm like, okay, you can really see it, that it's real compressed, and I'm like learning. There's a lot for me to learn, because all the editing and stuff, that's the part that, I got to get savvy about.
No, absolutely. And once you get used to it, it's pretty much easy.
Yeah, I think so. I think once I do it and start doing it, I'll be fine.
And as with voiceovers, what do you like to learn? Let me rephrase that. What voiceovers do you want to learn? And I'm not an expert at it. I can do some voiceovers. But
you mean?
Go ahead.
Okay, finish the question. I think I cut you off before you finished.
Oh, what were some of your favorite voiceover actors that you can imitate, that you want to learn from?
Okay, I'm not good at imitating anyone yet, except for the little characters from Sesame Street. But, I mean, I can tell you, like, Van Diesel. I loved Van Diesel, like, playing the little, on Galaxy. the little, oh, what was his name? Oh, I love that little... Yes, he's great. And his little dance moves. But I love, like Van Diesel, like I said. And then J-Lo, she plays in a lot of them, or like even some of the singers. And like I love a lot of the animated stuff, like Frozen and all that. All just so many, there's always so many neat actors and actresses that do a lot of this voiceover in these animated movies, and I'm always listening and saying, oh, who's that, you know? So I try to pay attention when it's coming on so I know what voices are going to be in there. So I enjoy watching them, that's for sure.
No, absolutely. Now, I do have a couple questions for you off the air about wrapping up our interview segment. How can people follow you? Are you on, like I mentioned, Twitter, Stage 32? What are your primary sites that people can follow and network with you?
The one that I probably do the most is probably Facebook and Twitter. I was going to Stage 32 a lot. I still go back and forth, but I've been working on my acting and stuff and doing the voiceover, so I have a lot, plus I'm working, so I'm trying not to overwhelm myself, but I always go back on a regular basis during the week. I'm always checking LinkedIn, and I'm always checking Stage 32, plus I get notifications through my email, so I know when I can go to those sites, and then I try to stay up on my Twitter when people that I'm following. I got to work on that because that can be really fast, you know. That stuff can go through pretty fast. So I try to check my email all throughout the day, and of course looking for casting calls from my agent. So I have to be in my email a lot to be able to respond to different things.
No, absolutely. And my last question for you is, when I first approached you to be a guest on my show, what was your first reaction, and what made you say yes, and how do you feel now?
Well, first of all, I saw you were from New York, and I thought, oh, he's got his own talk show, you know, that's great, you know, because I have another friend that I went through the Actors, Models, and Talents for Christ and Melody twice. She's got her own talk show, so I thought it was pretty cool. Now, are you via internet only, or do you actually have a
well, I'm working
location?
I'm working on that, but right now it's just via Skype.
Okay. Well, but hey, you know, you're doing that. It's just like YouTube. Do you do YouTube also?
I used to, but we kind of had a misunderstanding. So I now just cater. Long story short is I was using copyrighted and stuff, like because I wanted to use like BarkBox and other fun things, but I wasn't taking credit for it. And they're like, oh, no actions will be taken. We just want to let you know you're using someone else's work, blah, blah, blah. No big deal. I looked at my stand-in. Oh, you're in good standing. And they turned off my account anyway. So I said, screw it. I'm going to use Stage 32. I'm going to use Facebook. I don't need YouTube. You know,
okay.
Go ahead.
So Stage 32 has a site for you to do it too?
Yeah, you can add videos on Stage 32.
Oh, right. Okay,
you know, it's that, and then you have Blogger, and you have all these other sites. So you really don't need, you know, YouTube. Yeah, it's nice, but you can turn anything into like a main source. Right.
Yes, you're doing great then if you have those other things to work with. And that's all that matters, as long as you have a way to get your stuff out to people. That's what matters.
No, absolutely. Now, I do have a couple questions for you wrapping up, but off the air, of course. And while wrapping up our interview segment, it was a real honor and privilege to have you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.
It sounds wonderful, and yeah, let me know about that audio stuff. Like I said, if I can, you know, help anywhere that I can like that, that'd be good practice for me as well.
No, absolutely.